Hey guys, it's me, Tommie, and I am back again with another hair tutorial. This time I will be showing you guys how I created my Goddess Locs. This was my first attempt at doing this, so I'm telling you guys it's really easy. So the products that I used for my hair was, first things first, Marley hair. I used Sensationnel's Jamaican locks in 44 inches in the color 1B. I used 4 packs of this. And to create the curl for my Goddess Locs, I used the Freetress braid, 2 different types of curl, a Barbadian curl and a Bohemian curl. I also had some leftover hair from the last time I did my Marley twist, so I soaked that in some apple cider vinegar. You're gonna always start off with freshly washed hair, and I divided my hair into 4 sections, and then I'm gonna take both packs of my Freetress braids, and I'm gonna cut them in half because I don't need the entire length of it. I just need a little bit of it to create that curl at the bottom. Because the difference between faux locks and Goddess Locs is that Goddess Locs actually has a curl at the end versus the faux locks that don't. So I'm going to detangle the back section of my hair, and if you're wondering what that white product is in my hair, that's Cantu shea butter that I previously put into my hair. So I particularly like to work in sections. I always do when it comes to either braiding or twisting my hair because it's just easier for me to actually get neat parts for me to do. So after dividing the back section into 2, I'm going to divide that again into a little bit of parts so I can begin my locking process. Now, in order for me to create the thickness of my locks, I use 2 strands of Marley hair and then 1 strand of the Freetress. Whether it's the Barbadian curl or the Bohemian curl, I switched it up so I can have different curls at the end of my locks. Now, when you're adding the hair, just make sure that your curl is longer than the Marley hair. So you're gonna measure the length that you want it. I want it underneath my armpit. You're gonna gather your 2 pieces of Marley hair, and then you're gonna gather your curl pattern that you have and make sure that it's longer than the rest. If the Marley hair is longer than your curl, then just snip it so that it's a little bit shorter and then proceed to braid with your hair. Now, towards the end of the video, I didn't use the Bohemian curl. I just stuck with the Barbadian curl, which was the looser curl because I like the way that looked versus the tighter curl. Now, what I like to do is I like to braid my hair first and then lock it. So the entire bottom section is going to be braided first. And basically all I do is just add the hair to my natural hair and just braid it down until I reach the end of my natural hair. I don't braid it down to the entirety. That way I can save some time because this entire process took me 7 hours to do. Had I braided all the way down, it probably would have added another couple of hours on to this whole routine. And also when you're braiding it, make sure you braid really loose because we need to add that extra piece of Marley hair to wrap around that braid. So you want to make sure that it's loose so we can add it, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So after braiding it halfway down, as you can see, I already had my bottom section braided. I'm going to, 1, take a crochet needle, and I'm also going to show you a second way you can do it if you don't have a crochet needle. So I'm going to take the crochet needle, I'm going to put it into the root of my braid, and then I'm going to take a longer piece of Marley hair and I'm going to put it in the crochet needle and I'm going to pull it through the root of the braid. So now you can see why I said do not braid your hair too tight, because you need to do this process. Make sure that longer piece of Marley hair is uneven, and then you begin to wrap it. Now, wrapping is your choice on how tight you want to wrap it or how loose you want to wrap it. I wanted mine to look like they were in for a very long time. I wanted a natural feel. I wanted it to flow a little bit better, so I didn't wrap it too tight. I did it about medium tight, so it's tight enough where it can hold the lock, but then loose enough at the root so it looks like it's coming out of my head. Now, after I finish wrapping the hair around, I like to create a little bit of frizz by rubbing my hand over the braid just to create that frizz, and also pushing the braid up so you don't see the Marley hair that's hidden underneath. And I'm just going to continue to do that process. In this clip, I'm not going to show you guys how I sealed it, but in the other clips, you'll see how I sealed it. So just right here, I'm just showing you how the back looks. This entire hairstyle, I have about 53 locks in my hair. I don't know how many I have in the back, but a lot of people always ask whenever I do braids, whether it's box braids or Marley twists, how many I have in my hair. So in this video, I literally counted, I have 53 locks. This is the second method you can do if you do not have a crochet needle. All you have to do is just stick your finger into the middle of that little box that you have there and just push the crochet, not the crochet, the marley hair through, and then you go ahead and you wrap it down. Again, if you're wondering what the white stuff in my hair is, I particularly soaked my hair with moisturizing, whether it was my Cantu shea butter or it was my pure shea butter, because I know that my hair is going to be protected by the marley hair. So I wanted to just make sure that it was nice and moisturized underneath, because I plan on keeping the style in for about a month. So I want to make sure that my hair is not dry underneath, being that I am fully natural. So again, I'm going to continue the process, wrapping the marley hair around the braid and just making sure that it's nice and neat where you're not seeing the hair underneath, but also roughing it up on top so that you can see the frizz of it, and it just looks a little bit more natural. I didn't want my dreads to look so smooth. I don't really like the way the smoothing looks, so I'm just roughing it up a bit. Now once you get to the end of your hair, what I'm going to use is just regular like crazy glue to seal my hair. Just add a little bit to it and then continue to wrap it around, and then that seals it, and then I'm good to go. And then I'm just going to take that entire dread and I'm just going to rub it between the palm of my hands just to seal that dread up. And it's just that. So I'm just going to continue the process to the entirety of my head. Guys, this was the first time I tried this hairstyle out. I talked to people and they're just like, I don't know how you can mess it up. And I'm just going to tell you guys the same thing. I think the worse it looks, the more rough it looks, I think the more natural it looks. So this process was very easy to do, but I did start at 8 o'clock at night when I got home from work, and I didn't finish until like about 2:30 in the morning. So you're going to see my eyes like eventually become red because I was super tired. But yeah, so I'm just continuing that process throughout my entire head, pulling it through. This right here, if you ever run out of marley hair, just grab another piece of marley hair, make sure it's uneven, hold that piece down as well as the piece that you finished off with, and then just continue to wrap. Very, very easy, guys, I'm telling you. But if you have any questions, just leave it below because I'll be able to answer it for you, except for how many locks I have in the back and how many locks I have in the front. I'm not gonna, it's 53 altogether. 53. All right. So you're gonna continue to do that process, rub the dread throughout your head, and you're good to go. Now, as far as the front, I wanted it to be more of like a diamond shape, similar to what I did with my box braid video. I have a card that just popped up, so if you want to see how I install my box braids, I definitely will put that video here up in that card. You see that pop up? Boop, there it goes. So you can click that video to see how I installed my box braids. But I'm doing that similar method where I'm just parting my hair at an angle so I can sort of have like a diamond kind of feel to it. That orange stuff, don't worry, that's shea butter. And then I'm just gonna stretch out my marley hair and continue the process throughout the front of my hair. Pushing my finger through, pushing the marley hair through that braid, and then wrapping it around. Again, I wanted my dreads to be a little bit looser dreads. My locks to be a little bit looser. So I'm just making sure that I don't make it too tight at the root and not too loose at the root. I like to just stretch out the marley hair because it just makes it easier for me to wrap the hair around. And then as you can see, I'm just roughing it up and then just adding glue to the ends. Now that I'm done with the entirety of my head, I'm just showing you guys how my parting looks. My edges aren't laid down, but that's okay because that's just my hair texture. I'm gonna add some jewels to it. I picked up these jewels from my local beauty supply store. Just ask them where you can get the beads or the jewels to your hair. They'll know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm just gonna open them and then just clip them around my locks just to give it a nice little Bohemian island vibe to it. There's no particular way that I did it, no particular order in the way I wanted to just add my jewels to it, just depended on like how I felt. So I just used the pack of that, and I had also some silver left over that I applied to my hair. and then I'm just basically done. And I'm also going to show you guys a clip on how the ends look, because I realized that I didn't record it the night that I did these locks. So that's how the ends look. Now, if some of the pieces of the marley hair are a little bit long, you can go ahead and snip it. Now I'm going to show you guys how I take care of my hair at night. I bought this little head wrap thing from Walmart that you can like put in like different styles. So I like to just take it and put it through my hair and then pull it down to the length of it to just protect my dreads while I sleep. I'll see if I can find the link to this and I'll put it in the description section so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. You can wear it as a headband or a scrunchie or whatever. So I think it's pretty cool. And that's what I use to go to sleep. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you have any questions on how I created this style, I tried to tell you guys as detailed as possible how I did it, but you can leave those questions below. And I will also link how I did my marley twist as well. Thank you for watching my video, and I will talk to you next time.